Welcome back to Blue Collar EDC, where today we're going to see if it's possible to build an EDC kit for around $60. We've had quite a few comments over the last few videos from people that wanted to start getting into EDC, wanted to start building a kit, but didn't want to necessarily spend $200, $300, $400 to build a kit. So we set out to build a kit for the least amount of money possible using decent quality tools without going on Amazon and buying a bunch of Chinese knockoff products and stuff like that. So the first thing that you need is a case of some kind. So we were at Home Depot the other day and we saw this Night Eyes clip case, sideways. That's the name of it, the sideways clip case. This thing was on sale at Home Depot for a little under $10. Decided to go ahead and pick it up and make a kit out of it. So it's actually made for a really large phone. It's got a couple pockets in it, and it's got a clip on the back that'll go on a belt. Also could throw it into, throw it on a backpack, something like that. But let's see what we got in here. So it is Velcro, no zippers. So we've got our headlamp, got a bit driver, a multi-tool, a pair of scissors, our flashlight, and a pair of pliers. This thing retails for $17 on Amazon, but like I said, we picked it up at our local Home Depot. It was on sale for like $9.90, $9.80, something like that. Seems like a really good quality case, heavy duty nylon. Seems like it would last quite a while, and it is expandable, and it does have a pocket in the back. So that leads us into the knife that we chose for this. I think you're going to be really surprised with this. So this is a Flissa. We'd never really had any experience with this brand. But decided to go ahead and pick it up. So it is a flipper, really nice feeling with the button lock on the back. This is D2 blade steel, so not the most premium steel in the world, but by far not the worst. It does have ball bearings, but I couldn't see on the page what they were, if they're ceramic, if they're caged, if they're steel, but it is a nice movement. It feels really nice. It's got G10 handles for the scales, G10 scales. Appears like stainless hardware holding it together. This thing was $12. I couldn't believe it. It's got some good heft to it. It's got some good weight. It feels solid in the hand. Zero play, zero movement. Tolerances feel really, really nice. I was really surprised with this. We're gonna actually carry this and make it, probably a 90-day test with this to carry it, see how it does, see how it holds up under everyday carry, everyday use. But for $12, I don't think that you could find anything better quality than this right here. All right, for the lights, we picked a headlamp and something that you could carry in your pocket or in a pouch. For your pocket carry, we decided to go with the Woobin G5. This is an interesting little light. It's got a pocket clip. You can move it to either side. You pull it out from there, you can move it to either side, and it kind of locks back in place. It's not the best feeling thing in the world, but for $20, there's a lot of light here for $20. So you have this right here as your slider switch. This locks it. This is on, and then that exposes the USB-C charging port. So you can turn it on, you just press here, and then you get your white light. And this head does pivot. And then you actually use this rotary dial to turn down and to turn up the brightness of the light. So whenever it flashes like that, it means it's as low as it goes, and then you can turn it up, and then whenever it'll flash again, that's as bright as it gets. So I'm gonna turn it back down so it's not just blinding everybody. But I would say this thing rotates a little over 180 degrees. So super useful, be able to clip it to a backpack, something like that. And then probably one of the, I don't know exactly what you'd use this feature for, but you press and hold and it puts it into RGB mode. And then you twist the dial and you get all these different colors. And then whenever it's off, if you double click it, you get the red and blue strobe again. So, but feels really well made in the hand. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but it is aluminum, so it's going to be a little bit lighter. Really like it, and definitely think for 20 bucks, it's well worth the price. For the headlamp, we went a little bit different route. I wanted to try this. This is the Nightcore NU110. And this thing's actually made to clip onto a hat. So it's got this, and then you just clip it onto the brim of your hat. The light is angled down a little bit, but this does move, so you can angle a little bit more. It does come with a head strap, so you could put a head strap on and then turn it up like this, and then put it down on the head strap and carry it like that. Probably anybody that buys this is going to be for the being able to use it with a cap. But you've got on, and then low, and then a solid red, and then a flashing red. But this thing also has motion, so you can turn it on, hit the motion button, and then off and on. This thing retails for $19.99 on Amazon, so $20 lot. It is plastic, but that's going to help with the weight. But it is USB-C rechargeable, which is almost a must in today's world, at least for us. I think it's like 350 lumens on high and like 100 lumens on low. For the first set of pliers, we decided to go with the Crescent 4.5 inch mini tongue and groove pliers. These things retail for $9.79 on Amazon. If you've watched this before, you know we're huge fans of the Knipix brand, but we also understand that not everybody wants to spend 30, 35 bucks on a pair of mini pliers. So we decided to pick these up. They're built like a traditional tongue and groove plier. Nothing different there. But they do feel sturdy in the hand. There's very minimal play in that. And for less than 10 bucks, we thought that they were they'd be a good addition for people that like to carry two sets of pliers like us. But yeah, not a lot to them, but for less than 10 bucks. So we wanted to throw a pair of scissors in this kit because the multi-tool that we chose does not have a pair. So we decided to buy the Fisker's Travel Sewing Kit again. So anybody that's watched our first few videos know that we recommend that thing. It's literally like $4.85. And it comes with some extra buttons of different sizes, probably 6 or 8 different colors of thread, some needles, stuff like that. But in that kit, you get these scissors. And they're a really nice little pair that fold up, don't take up a lot of space. So if you need a pair of scissors, we recommend that kit. You get some extra stuff with it, but for $5, the scissors alone are well worth that. Don't take up a lot of space. Really well built, nice and sharp. Get a lot of use out of them. And then that brings us to the multi-tool. So this is probably the biggest drawback of this kit, but trying to stay in that budget. So this is the Anvil 13-in-1 multi-tool from Home Depot. So it is stainless framed, but plastic scales, but it is sprung. So it is a sprung pair, kind of like a Leatherman Wingman. And it does have a fair assortment of tools on here. Not the easiest thing to get out, but for 10 bucks, I don't think you could go wrong with this. It's got a can opener, a saw, small flathead screwdriver with a bottle opener, Phillips screwdriver on this side with the blade. And the reason that we chose this, instead of just getting some Chinese knockoff off of Amazon, is for one, it was 10 bucks. Two is if you break it, you can take it right back to Home Depot, switch it out for another one for 90 days, unless you use your Home Depot card. I did see that while I was looking up their return policy. So if you buy it with your Home Depot card, you get like a 365-day warranty. It doesn't cost extra. It's not one of those extra warranties you get. But for $10, and you need a multi-tool, or you want to see if you're going to use a multi-tool, I don't think you could go wrong with something like this. So that brings us to the true 5-in-1 compact multi-tool. So you've already got your Crescent pliers. Don't think you're going to need a full-blown multi-tool. This thing's 20 bucks, so it's a little bit more than the Anvil, but obviously you're getting a little bit better quality too. So this thing's actually titanium, and it has a 3CR13 steel Tonto blade. And then it has this bit driver that locks in 90 degrees, but it's got this little lever, and then it'll lock fully open, and it's magnetic, and it comes with a Phillips and a flathead, but these are just standard 1/4 inch bits, so you could fit all kinds of stuff in there. But so you don't think you need a full multi-tool, this might be a middle ground for you. It does have a pocket clip, would be a bit wide, to carry in the pocket, but definitely doable. So we ended up a little bit over that $60 price point. So if you end up going with the anvil and not the true, you're sitting at about 70 bucks. If you go with the true instead of that, you're sitting at about 80 bucks, but that also includes both lights. So we wanted to give some options. If you don't think you're ever going to need a a headlamp, then that'd save you 20 bucks. Theoretically, you could get this thing down into the under $50 range, depending on your uses, what you needed. But we wanted to put something together to give somebody a basis to start building a kit, at least the beginnings of a kit. If you ended up doing this thing is obviously the weak point of this, but if it got you through 6 months of use before it broke, and you knew that you liked it, you knew that you needed a multi-tool, that you like carrying a multi-tool, it's been useful to you, then you essentially paid 10 bucks to try a more expensive multi-tool before you spent, $100 or $200 on a Leatherman or a Gerber or something like that. You could start out with something like that and figure out if that's something that you use in your daily carry. But was there something on the table that you'd like to see more of? Was there something missing that you think should have been here? We need your guys' ideas, and we really appreciate whenever you drop a comment and let us know whatever you thought. But in the meantime, we're going to call this one a wrap. So have a good day, and thank you for what you do.